Hi friends, let's work on some word problems today. The first question reads, there are 8 red apples and 3 green apples in the basket. How many apples are in the basket? Oh, this one should be a question mark because it's a question. Okay. There are 8 red apples and 3 green apples in the basket. How many apples are in the basket? Okay. It's important to draw a picture to show what your word problem is telling you. So I know that a basket looks like this, but we don't want to spend too much time drawing a basket. So what I'm going to do is instead of drawing a basket, I'm just going to be drawing circles. Okay, just to represent basket. Okay. So I know that I have a basket. Okay. And there are red apples, some red apples, and some green apples. We have different numbers of red apples and green apples. So how many red apples are there? And how many green apples are there? 8 red apples. So I'm going to draw red. 8 of them. 8 red apples. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, I need to fix that then. You know what? Let me just fix this, okay? So I have 2 red apples so far. Okay, so here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 red colored apples. And 3 green apples are also in the same basket. 3 green apples. Okay, so 3, 1, green apple, 2, green apples, 3 green apples. Maybe I shouldn't have drawn them so close to each other. Like so. Okay. So the question is asking how many apples are in the basket. So altogether, how many apples are there in the basket? What's your strategy of counting them? Well, let me share my strategy. Okay, so I already know that there are 8 red apples. So I know that these are 8. Okay. So here are 8 red apples. Okay, so because I already know that there are 8 red apples and I know that I drew 8 red apples, I don't need to start counting how many red apples there are starting from the beginning, like 1, 2, 3, because I already know that this is a group of 8. Okay, so I'm going to count on. So there are 8 red apples, so 8 apples. Then I'm going to count on and count all the green ones, okay? So 8, 9, 10, 11. So I know that there are supposed to be 11 apples in the basket. Okay. So 8 red apples. And then combine that with the 3 green apples. And all together, 8 plus 3 equals, counted 11 apples. Okay, so 8 plus 3 equals 11. And I can write 11. I'll just change the text color. 11 apples are in the basket. Let's take a look at the next question. Okay. Let's read the question first. Miss Chang has 5 more marbles than Miss Dunmeyer. Miss Dunmeyer has 9 marbles. How many marbles does Miss Chang have? Okay, so we have 2 people, Miss Chang and Miss Dunmeyer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle. And this circle will be used to show how many marbles Miss Chang has. So I'm going to write Miss Chang. And then I'm going to draw another circle in a different color. So I'll use blue. And this circle will show how many marbles Miss Dunmeyer has. So this circle is for Miss Dunmeyer. Okay, the question asks, how many marbles does Miss Chang have? So how many marbles? So how many? We want to figure out how many marbles. And who? Miss Dunmeyer or Miss Chang? Miss Chang. How many marbles Miss Chang has? So that's what we're interested in knowing. So I'm going to put a star by this. This is what we're trying to figure out. How many marbles Miss Chang has. Okay. Okay, so we don't really know yet how many marbles Miss Chang has, but all we know that is that she has 5 more marbles than Miss Dunmeyer has. So if we know how many marbles Miss Dunmeyer has, then we can figure out how many marbles Miss Chang might have. The question does tell you how many marbles Miss Dunmeyer has. Miss Dunmeyer has 9 marbles. So we are told how many marbles Miss Dunmeyer has. So let's go ahead and draw 9 marbles into her bag or circle. Okay, so she has 9 marbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I drew 9 marbles into Miss Dunmeyer's bag. How many does Miss Chang have? She has 5 more marbles than Miss Dunmeyer. Okay, so if we add 5 more to this group of marbles that Miss Dunmeyer has, then we will know how many marbles Miss Chang has. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to group, I guess I don't really need though. I'm going to try to group all these marbles together. It's like one group. Oh no, go away. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to put them all together as one group so I can move them. Oh, I guess I missed one here. I'm going to move this guy over here and then group them all together so I can move all the 9 marbles together as a whole group. Okay, so there we go. So I just copied and pasted, exact same thing. Okay, so Miss Dunmeyer has 9 marbles, 9 of these blue marbles. And I'm going to move these into Miss Chang's bag because she has 5 more than this many. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay. Okay, so Miss Chang has this many plus 5 more. So let me draw 5 more marbles into Miss Chang's bag. Let's use red. Okay, so she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. There we go. So our equation would look like 9 plus, because Miss Dunmeyer had 9 or has 9. So Miss Chang has 9, but 5 more than 9. So plus 5. I'll just leave this in a red color because I drew 5 more marbles in red, so to keep the colors consistent. Okay, so 9 plus 5 equals. Well, in Miss Chang's bag, I already know that this group of blue marbles, this is a group of 9 marbles. I already know that. Okay, so I can just count on. Okay, so this is a group of 9. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that means Miss Chang has 14 marbles. Okay. If you are wanting to double check if your answer is correct, then you can always count from the beginning. That's totally fine. Okay. So if I count all the marbles that Miss Chang has, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So our answer is correct. I double checked my answer. Okay, then I can say Miss Chang has, and just to keep it consistent with my color scheme here, I'll just change this to red because Miss Chang was red. Okay, Miss Chang has how many marbles? 14 marbles. This is our answer. Okay, I have one more example for you, and then you can have a chance to try these questions on your own, or try some word problems on your own. Here comes the last question.